Chapter 11, Windows Configuration. 11.1, Windows Desktop and File Explorer. Comparing Windows version. Since 1985, there have been over 25 versions of Windows. Windows comes in 32-bit or 64-bit edition. In the case of Windows 10, 12 editions were developed and released. However, only 9 are currently offered. Windows 7, released in October 2009. Windows 7 was quietly successful, offer improvements to the interface, performance, and file explorer, including first appearance of library and home group file sharing. Microsoft offered extended support for Windows 7 until January of 2020. Windows 8 included a major revision in the Windows interface. Windows 8 was designed to be more compatible with touchscreen, tablets, and mobile devices. The interface changed, unpopular, and made it difficult for some users to learn. Windows 8.1 was released 1 year after Windows 8 in October 2013. Windows 8.1 included a start screen familiar to users and a full start menu button in the taskbar. It included new functionalities and easier configuration option for the desktop GUI interface. Overview of Windows version, the version 10, 8.1, 8.0, and Windows 7. The release date, important features, and end of supports. The Windows 7 desktop. Windows 7 has a default theme named Arrow. Windows 7 version and the above have the following features: Shake, Pick, Snap. The user can only place gadgets on the desktop. Gadgets are small applications such as games, sticky notes, a calendar, or a clock. The Windows 8 desktop included tiles on the start screen, desktop optimized for mobile devices, revised task manager, ribbon menu on the File Explorer, Windows Defender native antivirus, charm bar of 5 icons, access by placing the cursor in the upper right corner of the screen or swiping your finger in front the right side of the screen on a touch screen. The Windows 8.1 desktop interface includes taskbar, start button, pin program icons. Clicking the start button displays the start screen that is very similar to the Windows 8 start screen. Personalizing the Windows desktop, themes, fastest way to change the look and feel of the Windows GUI, apps environment, desktop start screen, tiles, click and drag the tiles to rearrange them, start screen, right-click the desired Windows app and select Pin to start, search, start typing the name of the app to auto-search, personalization window, you can change the desktop appearance, display settings, and sound settings. The Windows 10 Start menu, application in alphabetically order, including most used and recently installed. Shortcuts to common library, including settings and shutdowns button. Tiles for application arranged by category, such as game, creative software, etc. The Windows 8.1 and 8.0 start menus. Windows 8.1 limited start menu. Windows 8 Start Screen and App Screen, the Windows 7 Start menu, the Start menu display, all of the application installed on the computer, a list of recent open documents, a list of other elements, such as the search feature, help and support, and control panel. To customize the Start menu in Windows 7, right-click on empty section of the taskbar and choose Properties, Start menu, and Customize the taskbar. Windows Task Manager functions, processes, a set of instructions started by the user, a program, or the OS, performance, dynamic system performance graph for a variety of options, including CPU, memory, disk, Ethernet, etc. App history, display historical resource utilization, such as CPU time, network data usage, data uploads, and downloads. Start app shows the processes that automatically begin during the Windows startup. Users shows who is currently connected to the PC and the system resources they are using. Details make it possible to change the level of COU priority for given a process. Services shows all available services and their status. Windows 7 Task Manager has 6 tabs: Applications, Processes, Services, Performance, Networking, User. The Task Manager difference in Windows 10: Applications and Processes tabs, Networking tab, and Users tab. File Explorer. It is used for file management in Windows 8 and Windows 10. Windows Explorer. It is used for file management in Windows 7 and earlier. The ribbon is used to common tasks such as copying and moving files and creating new folders. The tabs at the top change based on what is selected. File Explorer. It's used to navigate the file system, manage files, folders, and subfolders, manage application on storage media, preview some types of files. This PC in Windows 10 and 8.1, the PC features allows you to access the various devices and drives installed in the computer. In Windows 7, the same feature is called Computer. To open this PC, open File Explorer, and it will display this PC feature by default. In Windows 8.0 or 7, click the Start and select the computer. Run Administrator. Modern operating system improve security by only allowing users with enough permission to access files, systems files, other users' files, or files with elevated permissions are example of files that could leave Windows to deny access to the user. To override this behavior and gain access to those files, you must open or execute them as the system administrator. To open or execute a file using elevated permission, right-click the file and choose Run Administrator as shown in the figure. Choose Yes in the User Account Control window. Windows Library allow you to easily organize content, including removable media, without actually moving the files. A library is a virtual folder that present content from different locations within same view. When Windows 10 is installed, its user has 6 default libraries as shown in the figure. In Windows 10 and Windows 8.1, the libraries are hidden by default. Right-click the left pane of the File Explorer window for the next content menu option that can show the library. Directory structure. The root level of Windows directory structure, the partition is usually labeled Drive C. Directories may contain additional directories called subfolder. The number of nested folders is limited by the maximum length of the path to the folders. In Windows 10, the default limit is 260 characters. The figure shows several nested folders in File Explorer along with the equivalent path. Users and system file location, users folder, systems folder, program files, file extension, files adhere to Windows naming convention. A maximum of 255 characters is allowed. Characters such as slash or backslash are not allowed. An extension of 3 or 4 letters is added to the file name to identify the file type. File names are not case sensitive. By default, file extensions are hidden. In Windows 10 and Windows 8.1, in the File Explorer ribbon, click the View tab, then click the Check File Name extension. File attributes. There are most common file attributes are: the file is read-only. A. The file will be archived the next time that the disk is backed up. S. The file is marked as a system file, and a warning is given if an attempt is made to delete or modify the file. H. The file is hidden in directory display. 11.2 Configure Windows with control panels. Windows 10 offers two ways to configure the operating system: Windows Settings, the Setting apps, and the Control Panel. Introduction to Computer Panels. System admins prefers the Control Panel to the Setting apps. To start the Control Panel, type Control Panel into search box and click the Control Panel desktop app that appears in the results. If you right-click on the result, you can pin it to the Start menu to make it easier to find. You can also open it from the command prompt by typing Control. Control Panels View, Category View, and Small Icon View. Define Control Panel categories: System and Security, Network and Internet, Hardware and Sounds, Programs, User Accounts, Ease of Access, Clock and Region, Appearance and Personalization. User and Account Control Panels items. The User Account Control Panel provides option to help you create, change, and delete user accounts. An administrative account is created when Windows is installed. To create an user account, open the User Account Controls panel. Standard user accounts can manage most configuration settings that don't affect other users. Standard user accounts can only access their own files and folder. Some features of the user account utility require administrative privilege, and it will not access with a standard user account. The user account control monitors programs on the computer and warn users when an action might present a threat to the computer. In Windows version 7 through 10, you can adjust the level of monitoring that UAC performs. The default UAC settings for the primary account is Notify me only when programs try to make change to my computer. Adjust the UAC level to change when you are notified about changes that programs may make to your computer. Credential Manager helps you to manage passwords that are used for websites and Windows application. Sync Center allows files to be edited from multiple Windows devices. Network settings. The Network Status app in Windows 10 combines many different functions into one high-level apps. The Network Status app links to various other settings app screen. It also links to the control panel's items like the Network and Sharing Center. Some of the options, such as airplane mode, mobile hotspot, and data usage, are more relevant to mobile devices than to desktop computers. Internet options, the General tab, Security tab, and Privacy tab, Content tab, Connections tab, Programs tab, and Advanced tab. Network and Sharing Center. Network and Sharing Center allows an administrator to configure and review nearly all network settings on a Windows computer. Home Group. Home Group simplifies sharing files on a simple networks. Display settings and configuration. The Windows 10 display settings are reached by right-click an empty area of the desktop and selecting display settings from the content menu. Change the appearance of the desktop by modifying the resolution that is output by the graphics adapter. If the screen resolution is not set properly, you might get an unexpected display results from different video cards and monitors. You can also change the magnification of the desktop and text size in Windows interface elements. Display features, Windows 8 and 7 display control panel item, display, screen resolution, orientation, refresh rate, display colors, multiples display, power option. Power options control panels allow you to change the power consumption of certain devices or entire computer. Use power options to maximize battery performance or conserve energy by configuring a power plan. Power option settings. In Windows 8, you can choose from the following option. Require a password on wake up, Windows 7 and Windows 8 only. Choose what the power buttons do. Power option action. If user do not want to completely shut down a computer, the following options may be available. Do nothing, sleep, hibernate, turn off the display, and shut down. System control panel item. The system control panel items allow all users to view basic system information, access tools, and configure advanced system settings. The Windows 10 system control panel item is shown here. The system control panel item is very similar to Windows 7 and 8. The various settings can be accessed by clicking the links on the left panel. Systems properties, computer name, hardware, advanced, system protection, remote, increasing performance. To enhance the performance of the OS, you can change the virtual memory configuration settings as shown in the figure. Device Manager. The Device Manager displays a list of all devices installed in the computer, allowing you to diagnose and resolve device problem. The Device Manager utility uses icons to indicate the types of problems that may exist with a device, update a driver, roll back a driver, uninstall a driver, disable a driver. Devices and printer. Devices displayed in the devices and printer control panel items are typically external devices. You can connect to your computer through a port such as USB or a network connection. Sound. Use the sound control panel item to configure audio device or change the sound scheme of the computer. Clock, region, and language. Clock. Windows allows you to change the system time and date through the date and time control panel item as shown in the figure. You can also adjust your time zone. Region. Windows allows you to change the format of numbers, currencies, dates, and time by using the region control panel item. Language. In Windows 7 and Windows 8, language can be configured through control panel item. This allows user to install language packs that included fonts and other resources required by different languages. Programs. Use the program and features control panel items to uninstall a program from your computer. Windows features and update. You can also activate or deactivate Windows features as shown in the figure. Default programs. The default programs control panel items provides that means to configure the way that Windows handles files and the applications that are used to work with them. Troubleshooting. The troubleshooting control panel item has a number of built-in scripts that are used to identify and solve common problems with many Windows components. BitLocker Drive Encryption is a service provided with Windows that will encrypt an entire volume of this data so that it can be read by unauthorized parties. File Explorer and File Options. In Windows 10, permit changing a variety of settings regarding the way files are displayed in Windows Explorer or File Explorer. 11.3 System Administration. The Administrative Tools Control Panel item is a collection of tools that are used to monitor and configure Windows operation. Computer Management. One of the administrative tools items, Computer Management Console. Event Viewer allows viewing the history of application, security, and Windows system events. Windows logs many events by their type or level: information, warning, error, critical, success audit, failure audit. Local users and groups provides an efficient way of managing users. Windows provides default user account and groups to make managing user easier. Administrators, guests, users. Performance Monitor. The Performance Monitor is different from the performance information that is available through the Task Manager and Resource Monitor. Component Services and Data Sources is an administrative tool used by the administrators and developers to deploy, configure, and manage component object model components. Services. The Services Console allows you to manage all the service on your computer and remote computer. Data Sources. The Data Sources is a tool used by administrators to add, remove, or manage data resources using open database. Print Management. The Print Management utility provides a detailed view of all the printers that are available to a computer. Windows Memory Diagnostic. The Windows Memory Diagnostic tools schedule a memory test that will be executed when the computer starts. System Information. Administrator can use System Information tool to collect and display information about local and remote computer. Systems Configuration. System configuration is a tool used to identify problems that keep Windows from starting correctly. General, display normal startup, diagnose startup, and selective startup. Boot, services, startup, and tools. The registry. Every settings in Windows is stored in the registry. When a user makes changes, the changes are stored in the registry. The figure shows the regedit utility with the value of the OneDrive subkey open for modification. Microsoft Management Console is an application that allows the creation of custom management consoles for collection of utilities and tools from Microsoft or other sources. DXDiag. DXDiag stands for DirectX Diagnostic Tools. This management utility can be opened by right-clicking this PC or computer and selecting Manage. It can also be opened through the Computer Management Control Panel or its own window by using the Win plus X menu and selecting Disk Management. Drive Status. This management utility displays the status of its disk. The drive displays one of the following conditions: foreign, healthy, initializing, missing, not initialized, online, online errors, offlines, unreachable. Mounting a drive. Mounting a drive refers to making a disk image file reachable as a drive. Adding arrays. In Windows Disk Management, you can create mirror, span, or RAID 5 arrays from multiple dynamic disks. This optimization to maintain and optimize this storage. Use various tools within Windows. This error checking tool checks the integrity of files and folders by scanning the hard disk surface for physical error. System requirements. Before purchasing or attempting to install an application, you should verify that the system requirements are met. Requirements are normally defined in the software package. The processor speeds, 32 or 64-bit architecture, RAM, sometimes as minimum or recommended capacities, operating systems and version, hard disk space available, software dependency, graphics and display, network access, peripheral devices. Installation methods. Most applications use an automatic installation process. When the application disk is inserted in the optical drive, the user is required to click through the installation wizard and provide information when requested. The method and definition. Installing an application. Local installation can occur from the hard drive, CD, DVD, or USB media. Compatibility mode. Older application may not run properly on newer Windows operating system. If older software is not running properly, locate the executable file for the application. This can be done by right-clicking a shortcut for the application and selecting Open File Location. Right-click the executive file and choose Properties. From the Compatibility tab shown in the figure, you can run the Windows Compatibility Troubleshooter or manually configure the compatibility mode environment for the application. If an application is installed incorrectly, you might be leaving files on the hard drive and unnecessary settings in the registry, which wasted hard drive space and system resources. Security considerations. Allowing users to install software on computers that are owned by a business organization can be a security risk. 11.4 Command Line Tools. PowerShell. The older Windows command line application was replaced in the Windows Power user menu Win plus X with PowerShell. The command line shell. Windows has two command lines utilities, PowerShells and the classic command application known as CMD. CMD has been by the default command line for Windows until PowerShell with Windows 10 built 14791. To open the command shell, type CMD in the search box and click the app in the results. Basic commands. Command syntax convention. Many conventions used by Microsoft for command lines are summarized in the figure, notation, and the description. File system navigation. Drive, display contents from different files. Drive like D colon. dir, display the contents of current directory. cd, change directory. Manipulating folders command. md, make directory, create a new directory. rd, remove directory, delete a directory. Move a file or directory from one directory to another. Rename a directory or file. Manipulating files, commands. These operations, commands. System CLI commands. Other useful commands. Running system utilities. Runline utility can be opened by pressing the Window plus R keys and entering CMD to open the command line window as shown here.